Hello, welcome to another episode of Beers and Peers. I'm your host, Yo Sandia. Today we have an amazing guest. He's a local Arizona rapper, songwriter. You catch him live September 9th at the Rebel Lounge performing with the Color 8. Please welcome Pariah. That's Mariah, but with the P.
Yes,
Pete.
sir. Pariah P, aka Pariah, like Mariah with a P, bro. I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy you are here, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I'm hyped to, you know what I'm saying, drink whatever
Wait.
we got. Oh, I'm getting too excited. Hold up.
You're way too excited.
Hold up.
Way
All
too.
right.
I mean, it's good to have you on here because
Yeah.
you like to drink.
Yeah.
You told us before this, you're like, you do like to drink,
I
which
do.
is good. You're probably the first, second person that really genuinely likes to drink, but you go out and find different beers and things like that.
Yeah, bro, I'm Polish, man. I got Polish genes in me, bro. We like to drink, man.
So how the show works is basically each beer is gonna go up in percentages. We're doing 3 beers, of course, but the last beer, it should be a lot higher percentage. So, like I said, you like beer, so let's get right into it. So,
For sure. Is this
this
number
is.
one?
This is number 1.
All right.
What is this?
Yo, you better cheers me, brother.
I'm going. I'm smelling what this is. Let's go. Ready?
Get a nice little aroma.
It's an IPA. It's definitely an IPA.
Oh, yeah.
What's an
Yeah,
IPA?
I'm tasting some hops.
That's a hoppy beer.
It's super citrusy, though.
It
And
is-
I
it
love
is
how this
good.
totally just turned into like a beer review podcast right now, but
It's basically, that's part of what it is.
it's
partly
super citrusy. I fuck with this.
It is good.
This is
It is good.
This
It's
is
not
something-
that point where it's like you drink it and it's not way too much like IPA flavor because it's just too
Yeah.
bitter. But it's like
No,
a
it's not
nice.
bitter at all.
No, it's not. And
Yeah.
it's I guess it's a good IPA for people that haven't started drinking them.
Yeah.
To kind of get into.
Yeah.
So
Good little entry level, you know what I'm saying, IPA. It almost reminds me of the mango card that we were just sipping on, but like a little bit more hoppy, less sweet.
yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
I should make it on swig.
I like that. Pariah Pete approves.
He
of
approves
beer
of
number
the
one.
beer number 1. So luckily, we'll reveal it after. We'll see what it is.
For sure.
So, first off, so your name Pariah Pete.
Yes, sir.
So you went through a couple different name changes. So
Yeah.
it was Royal PD, right?
A PD Royal.
PD
Yeah,
Royal.
same shit.
And then Big Pete.
Big P.
So first,
The worst rap name of all time.
why those names? Why Big P? Like that's the one I want to know.
So I've always clearly like wanted to incorporate like my real government name into it, like Peter, Pete, Petey, P. Like I wanted to incorporate my real name into it for sure.
Yeah.
But Big P, you know what's funny is I never realized like how it's like pretty much like Big L, which is like one of the greatest rappers of all time. That was not my idea at all. This was with my first rap group in elementary school. Cause I've been rapping really, like I've wanted to be a rapper since like, I wanted to be a rapper before I even wrote my first song. Like I always envisioned myself and like manifested it for myself. Like I used to be in the bathroom mirror like pretending like I'm performing
Yeah.
for a crowd and shit, which is crazy.
Hell yeah.
And I had 2 other homies, my homie Nick and Adam, that I used to rap with in like elementary school. And we had a group called MI3, which we never like actually published music, but we had a Facebook page. So like that's how you know it was official, you feel me? And I did a rap battle under Big P. And yeah, so I just like wrote some songs over like just different instrumentals and shit. And then it evolved into middle school. That's when like some of my other homies were like taking it more seriously and like actually recording, which at the time looking back, bro, we were literally like 10 or 11 years old, 12 years old, like actually in the studio,
That's pretty tight.
which is fucking crazy.
Yeah, most
like,
people start maybe in high school,
Yeah.
if anything, but it's usually after that.
Yeah.
And you're actually recording in middle school.
Yeah. So I have 1 song out under PD Royal. You can find that shit on SoundCloud, bro.
I'm
Just
gonna check that out.
ass.
I'm gonna check that out.
I
I'm
never,
gonna look that up.
I never air it out. It's been like an inside joke between me and my homies. Like my homies will just like, my homie skates and always gets on the aux and he'll just like play it. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is this?
Look, cause when I'm spitting, it's the truth. Because all I want is the money, the fortune, and the fame. Just kidding, I'm not another one of them. I spit to release all the pain, but now it's building up, so I just want to.
I had like an epiphany one day, because obviously like music was still my passion. Like I was listening to whatever was relevant. Like my tastes and the type of rap that I listen to like has always evolved throughout the years. And I remember just there was a time I was taking the Valley Metro, the bus after school, because I used to take 4 buses, like 2 to school, 2 back, and then walk 4 miles. 2 miles there, 2 miles back. And so I'd spend a lot of time listening to music. And this was around the time period I was like 15, 16, and I got super into like boom bap type shit. Like Super, J Dilla, Madlib, MF Doom, Tribe Called Quest, Wu-Tang, fucking Busta Rhymes, like all that type of shit.
So the kind of semi-underground rap slash
Yeah.
like that kind of like chill hop beat in the sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I had
The greats.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I had an epiphany while listening to one of the MF Doom instrumentals, you know what I'm saying, Special Herbs, if you know, you know. And I was like, bro, like, I've always loved rap so much, and I've done it before. Like, I know I could write music, but I just haven't been taking it seriously. And so every single day after school, bro, when I had that epiphany, I would just start going home and just writing a verse a day. Not even a whole song, like not a chorus, not a concept, nothing. Just 16 bars of just like trying to rap. Mostly over MF Doom beats, J Dilla, Madlib, all that type of shit. And first off, I can already tell this is gonna be fun because I'm already buzzing off these beers. And I started just writing a verse a day, and then that slowly evolved into like after 6 or 8 months, like saving up for my own studio equipment, recording myself. I was recording myself in my room for like an entire year until like I found the name Pariah. So everything comes full circle. Like I found that in school actually in history class, because Pariah is rooted in like the Indian caste system, which is like how they divide their classes or whatever at the time. And Pariah was like at the bottom of the totem pole, but basically like the modern translation for it now is like just an outcast, like someone who's like not necessarily like accepted into society or
That's
whatever.
a dope way to come up with your name, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I was actually gonna ask you, how did you come up with the name?
Yeah.
It completely ties in.
Yeah.
So you're talking about like basically how you rapped over beats. Did you ever get into making your own beats?
Yeah, for a little bit. Yeah, so around that same time period where like I wasn't releasing anything under Pariah Pete yet, but I was like recording heavy at home, and I was just showing the homies and shit. I tried making a few beats, and like I've showed like my current producer Skateson, I've showed him my beats, and he was like, bro, like you had like fucking potential and shit. My whole thing was I stopped making beats for the same reason why I stopped recording myself, because it kind of like takes the like, how do I like frame this right? Because I mean, everyone's a different type of artist. You know what I'm saying? Like some people could really do everything themselves and thrive that way. Personally, I rather just put all the energy and heart and soul into like writing the song and recording it.
The lyrics and the actual like vocal point of it, not making every element of it, such as producing the song, recording it, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly. Recording's a little bit different because recording's like so second nature that like you kind of get like used to it. But like I remember there were times where like I would try to make a beat and then write to it, and then record to it, and it would be like 8 hours later, and I'd be like, dude, my brain like hurts right now, like just staring at a screen all day. Like I'd much rather just like write a song for an hour, go record it for an hour, and you know what I'm saying, and then I got my shit, you know what I'm saying?
I think it's like the same element in kind of any art form when you're like, it's easier to kind of divide up some of the work and have one person focus on each of their better traits.
Absolutely, bro.
Like I do video, and my roommate, he's an editor. So rather than one of us doing both, we split the work.
Exactly.
So that way we're not like basically, oh, I gotta shoot this video, then I gotta go edit this video. It's like we can both split the work evenly, so it's not, you're not drained at the end, and then eventually you lose your passion for it because you're so tired of that set of like, man, like you said, 8 hours of just work, and you're just like, I can't do this, man, I'm out.
And granted, like some people could do it and thrive at it and be like a jack of all trades. Like personally, like I know my strengths and my weaknesses, and my skill set is much more into like just writing the song, recording the song, and that's it. And like I'm blessed to be like surrounded by like A1 producers like Skateson himself that like he'll show me a beat, so I don't even have to trip about making the beat. He shows me a phenomenal ass beat, I love it, I write to it, I go hook up with my homie John Sullivan on the West Side, pause, and I record over there, and he's a master of that shit. So it's like I don't even have to trip about like telling him like, oh, we should do this, like add like reverb or delay here, because he already knows my sound, he already knows me, and he is a master of his shit. So it's like he wouldn't tell me how to write a song, so it's like I'm not gonna tell him how to. I mean, obviously, like if I want to give him like little things I want to change, I'm gonna change it. But like you know what I mean? Like I'm surrounded by people who are super talented in their own lane.
Yeah, so. And then you have that connection built with them that they kind of, you guys can vibe off each other to make an amazing song.
Yeah, and that's huge for me, bro. Like with all artists that I work with, like everyone who's in my camp, like I have to vibe with them on like a very genuine, like human to human level.
Yeah, because if you don't, then you can't really make music with someone you don't vibe with, because then like, the whole point of music is it's literally a vibe. Like it's a feeling. So if you're not making that feeling with somebody you can like really fuck with, then what's the point?
Bro, that camaraderie aspect and like the community of music, like that's one of my favorite parts of it. Like before I was a solo artist, I was part of 20 Pounds with like Jalopy Bungus, Shrubhead, Mastermind, Skateson, Algenet, Crust, and like having that like brotherhood and like, you know, like being surrounded by like some of the best rappers that I know personally, where like when we're all in the studio together, I'm making sure I'm writing one of my best verses, because I'm not gonna like those are my homies. Like I'm not gonna come through with anything like less than exceptional, you feel me? And it's the same shit with like working with a band. Is like just sharing that energy and like sharing art together. Like that's like one of my favorite parts about it, is like I don't know, that camaraderie factor. And that's probably because like I always wanted like brothers growing up. Like I was raised by a single mom and like all sisters. And so it's like I always wanted like, you know, like a couple, like a younger brother and older. Like I have an older brother, but like he's 18 years older than me or 16.
Oh, okay.
He's like more of an uncle, you feel me? Like I always wanted like, you know, someone in like my kind
Close
of
to that
age.
same age.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
You can kind of have that bond with.
Exactly. And I kind of found that through high school, but it was like not so much. Like that's why I called myself a pariah. Like I was very social and I hung out with a lot of people, but like it wasn't until like I met 20 Pounds and then like my band now that it's like I really feel like
this is your genuine, this is your family.
Yeah.
It's
absolutely.
your family. It's your family. Yeah, that's what it is.
Best way to put it.
Besides music, you kind of went through kind of a hair change recently.
Yeah.
So for a while you had pretty unique hair.
Yeah.
It's funny, that's how I actually recognized you.
Yeah.
So you probably don't know this, which is hilarious. But before we actually met today, we ran into you at the gym. And I didn't realize it was you. You don't know this. So me and my roommate went over there. We were at the gym, right?
At
he goes, EOS. And he goes,
you just call it EOS?
It's EOS. Is it
I've
EOS
never
or
heard
is it
anyone
EOS?
call it EOS, bro.
I've heard both.
EOS.
I've heard both. So he goes, that's Pariah Pete. And I'm like, who the fuck is that? And that's before I knew who the fuck you were.
Yeah.
And I'm, who's that? And he's like, yeah, you can tell by the hair. And I'm like, and I was just like, and he's like, check him out. And then, cause I don't know where you're working out at, and you're just chilling, doing something, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I looked you up, and I was like, oh, he's actually really fucking good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's really good.
When
And
was this?
This was like months ago. No,
One
it was less than a year ago. It was definitely less than a year ago. It was maybe like 6 months
Is
ago.
that how we met for the first time? No. Okay.
But I thought it was hilarious. So that's how I met. That's how I recognized you.
Yeah.
So why the hair change?
Yeah, okay, so basically, I love how you said it was a unique hair You're like, what your hair was pretty unique. You know what I'm saying? Back then it was pretty unique, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm uniquely pretty, you feel me? It's like, this shit just looks better. That was kind of ass, you feel me? But that was my attempt of a punchline. All right, so basically, and that was a huge part of it, is like it being recognizable. Like, dude, it was so much like a part, like this, I'm about to go way too deep into this, but like hair is powerful. Like truly hair is powerful.
It is.
And like, especially a part of like branding as an artist.
It is.
When you have such unique hair like that, like it was like so much a part of me. Like I would like, when there were days where like my hair was down like it is now, I like wouldn't feel like Pariah Pete, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't feel like me at all. And I love the spiky shit, bro. I used to do that shit. Like I was doing it for like 8 years. And I just like started going through a lot of change over the summer, where it's like I took a trip out to LA, and like that really like just expanded my mind on like how I view myself and how I view music, and like really inspired by like conversations I had with like Saya and like Fear of Making Out, and like how much like further we can really take the shit globally. Cause like my entire time with music, like I've always thought so locally, and that's been a great thing because it's like built me up to have like a great foundation here, and I could sell out any fucking show, like for the most part. Like I could go outside and get recognized, like when I go places and stuff, and like that's beautiful. But like
That's how I recognize you. That's how you recognize you. Yeah, your hair, like it's
yeah.
badass how you got recognized.
Yeah. But like just through the summer, I was going through so much change, and I was like starting to like feel a little stagnant in my career, and I was like, damn, like I want something to kind of like push me through like the next breakthrough. Not saying that my hair is that, but I feel like it's the physical manifestation of that idea, like of me like being ready to like take the next leap and like really like go forward. And like I said, hair is powerful, so I feel like me kind of switching it up. Like think about Kanye, think about fucking Tyler the Creator, bro. Like when they drop new albums, it's like a new character, like it's a new version. And I've always said that about myself, but like in different, like I would be like, oh, this is just Pete 2.0. Like when I dropped Mercury, I was like, this is Pete 2.0. And then when I was opening up for Doja Cat and shit, and when I was doing my shit all in like early 2020 with the live band stuff, I was like, oh, this is Pete 3.0, you know what I'm saying? Now this is just Pete 4.0, you feel me? Like it's just the next step up. And it was really, shout out Avery, I'm definitely gonna send you this shit afterwards. She sat me down, we was in LA, and she was like, Pete, she's like, I'm gonna be honest, like, this hair, it's just not doing it for you anymore. She's like, the girls don't like it. She's like, the girls don't like it. And I was like, I don't think so. I was like, it's so me though. It's like people know me for this. Like I get recognized in public all the time because like, oh yeah, I recognize the hair. Oh, Pariah Pete, right? And then it just got to a point when I got back from LA, I just like laid it down one day, you feel me? And then I just started like vibing with it. And
Hey
like,
man, it looks good.
yeah,
It looks good.
You know
It looks good.
Your boy looks pretty, you feel me? Like
it looked great, yeah.
Dude, when I look back on the spiky shit, like it was cool for the time, but like I definitely outgrew it for sure.
No,
and like this is like the more mature, like, you know what I'm saying?
No, you're right. You're right. The hair, like, it's just hair in the sense, but it's also, it symbolizes a change within the outer self, but also with your inner self, and how you're progressing with your musical path.
Yeah.
You know, it's that change you need, and like you said, it pushed you. Like, it's like it might be just hair, but it's a feeling too.
Yeah.
And you can go with kind of anything. You can change the way you dress, and it could just be like, I dress this way, but now I'm kind of changing my style, just depending. Like, and I'm in a new stage of my life.
Facts.
And I want to feel differently about myself.
Facts. And for so long, I was kind of holding on to like that old image of myself, and that's why like I'm embracing it even more, because it's like I do feel like almost a new, like I know it's just hair, but like I feel like a new version of me.
Yeah,
you feel
dude,
me?
honestly.
Like when I look back on old pictures of my spiky hair, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, like I made this song when I had spiky hair, like little shit like that. Like I have a music video that's about to drop in like month and a half-ish, that I have the spiky hair in.
What song is it for, by the way?
It's called Real Friends.
Real Friends.
So you guys went to the family reunion show, right? So I don't know if you guys remember Real Friends. It was the one that was like the most low-key, where like I was almost like damn near singing, where the crowd started singing with me. Yes. Dude, which first off, that blew me away, because I was thank you, bro. I was most nervous for that song, because like tonality wise, like it's not me like, oh, it's all good. It's like, why, oh, why does it get to me? Why, oh, why does it? And it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot more like soulful and like heartfelt. Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy, bro. Like when the crowd started singing that shit, which no one in the building besides like 3 people have heard that song until that moment. And the fact that they started singing it with me, I was like, bro, this is a fucking trip. Like that was the highlight of my night, for sure, for sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit was fucking beautiful, bro. And I was so nervous for it too, which is crazy. So that's what the music video is for. It's for Real Friends, which is on my upcoming EP. But it has a spiky hair in the music video.
Hey,
and I'm like,
man,
damn, bro, I wish we could just refilm this shit, but obviously not gonna do that, because that
it's
shit's
a vibe.
expensive.
Let's finish our beers so we can move on to our next
sir.
one. Let's kill these guys. And let's actually see what this beer
I like
is.
that though. I'm gonna rate that a 9.5.
This is, it's kind of leaking. It is Rogue Newport Days Hazy Pale Ale.
Yup.
Does it have the percentage on it? It's kind of in between like tropical and citrus, just like you said.
Yep.
Just like you said.
Yep.
5.5% alcohol. Next
I
is
fuck
gonna
with that.
I fuck with this too.
Yeah.
Cool. Next beer.
Yeah.
Should get right into it. Let's see what this is.
Cheers, man. Cheers.
I'm smelling it,
All
man.
right,
I gotta
so
smell
do we smell in that?
I would smell it.
All right,
I like
smell
to.
that
I like
shit.
to know what it smells like, because you're gonna kind of get a hint of the taste.
Okay.
It smells.
Dude, it reminds me of the last one.
It smells like fruity. I swear, if it's the last beer, I'm gonna be pissed.
Is it the last beer?
Here, all right, now we cheers.
No, it's more. I want to say more citrusy.
Like citrusy, fruity.
I think that's what I said about the
I
last
don't
one.
know. Tastes the same. Ah,
This
no.
one's more hoppy.
More hot. A lot
Yeah.
more hoppy.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's a lot more hoppy.
It's very similar though.
It is very. It is a lot more.
Way more hoppy.
Yeah, it's not.
Straight
It's
hops.
good though. It's good.
Yeah.
It is really good.
Yeah, I mean, can't say much
All right,
about
so
that besides it's an IPA.
you mentioned you kind of work with a decent amount of people. You do a lot of collabs. You have different people you actually work with, and you're like kind of a knit.
Yeah.
So, how is it like performing with a live band? Because your last show you
Yeah.
performed with a live band.
Yeah.
How do you like performing with them?
Yes, so much more, dude. I really, I've been thinking about it recently, and like I think working with a live band is like truly like my future in music, like. Cause I still don't know like what niche I fall under, because like for a long time like I was very much considered like the boom bap, like 90s type, lo-fi type rapper. Fuck. I told y'all the burps are gonna be happening. And people would call me that type of stuff, and then like nowadays like working with the live band, like I just feel like my shit's more just like jazz rap, like on some like Tribe Called Quest shit, where like they very much in like how the Roots use like live instrumentation and stuff. Like I feel like I'm going down that lane more, and actually for the next project, so not this EP that's about to drop, but this next project that's about to drop, after that, we're going to be building it all up from the ground up, like a lot with live instrumentation and stuff. So I really think that live instrumentation is like the future of like me and my music.
Yeah.
And working with them, with the performances, bro, like it brings it to the next fucking level. Cause we use my beats and my songs as like inspiration, but we build so much like on top of that, because we have like the freedom to do so. Because for the most part, when I'm making my music, like I already have the beat complete, like the final beat.
Yeah.
It's rare that like I could be like, yo, for the second verse, for these lyrics, like these lyrics are kind of darker, so like let's change the chord progression and like the musicality aspect of working with a live band like is limitless.
No, it really is. Yeah,
I love that because
you guys you can also go, like you said, like that jazz influence. You
Yeah.
can also do that like kind of improvisation, like you can like
Yep.
you can improv
Yeah.
basically. Like you guys, you're feeling a little more and kind of like the crowd's giving you this energy, and
Yeah.
the guitarist is kind of doing his thing,
Yeah.
and you kind of feed off of it, like, oh, let's do this, and
Yeah.
it gives you that like amazing feel,
Yeah.
rather than rapping over just a track,
Yeah,
and having
absolutely.
just a beat looped, and then
Yeah.
you can just rap over it,
Dude, and you can
it
feel it
gives,
so
yeah,
much
it gives
more.
it's such a better feeling towards
Yeah.
it, and that's what I was like, that's a really cool thing to do,
Yeah.
is to have a live band performing with you,
Yeah.
and especially the way you rap, like you said, like you're considered like kind of a chill hop,
Yeah.
kind of boom beats kind of rapper,
Yeah.
and now you're kind of transitioning
Yeah.
along with the hair, you're
Yeah.
transitioning
Yeah.
to kind of more jazz influenced rap, which I think is
Yeah.
fucking dope.
And dude, that lane is like limitless, bro.
It
Like,
really
I
is.
could really like do that. Like if I work with live instrumentation for the rest of my career, like I could go anywhere with that. Like I won't be stuck in, oh, he's just a boom bap. Oh, your beats are like 90s. Like, cause like obviously like I don't like to hear that. Clearly it's a huge inspiration for me, like stylistically, like I'm very much like that tempo. But it's like I don't want like to just be considered like a boom bap rapper for the rest of my career.
You don't be
Like,
characterized by that.
exactly. And like I'm a great songwriter. Like that's like one of my strong suits. Like I'm a better songwriter than I am like a bars like type rapper. So it's like with the choruses that I write, the fact that like I could work with my band and be like, oh, like for the chorus we should like drop the drums or bring in the drums or bring in keys, and we should do it for the verse, let's take out the guitar, and like it's just a lot more like fluid and
Yeah.
free, which I fucking love. And I'm fucking blessed to be surrounded by like some of the best fucking musicians in fucking Phoenix. Like Jacob, my guitarist, like literally teaches guitar. Like they're all like trained in music theory. Gus Campbell, my bassist, my guitarist will say he's a better guitarist than my guitarist. You know what I'm saying? Like my bassist is fucking a prodigy, bro. Like him and I are the same age, but there are videos of him being 12 years old just shredding at like guitar, like rock camps and shit. My drummer used to fucking drum in a metal band and it's like been on tour. So doing the metal fucking drums like versus like my chill shit is like he's breezing through it, and he does all the beautiful fills that he's already familiar with. And then we just recently added Carly, who's on keys, and she's just fucking trained in like neo soul and
Oh,
jazz, and like
nice.
she's just
Nice.
filling it in with
So
like
your influence is also soul too, then basically,
Yeah.
with that jazz soul
Yeah,
influence,
yeah.
and I think that's fucking like
Yeah.
soul. Soul is one of my favorite types of music because it's obviously soulful, but it's just that it's such a feeling. It's such that feeling in your chest that you get,
Yeah.
and you're just like,
So the crazy thing, bro, is like I was really just raised on rap. Like I didn't listen to any music besides rap until like 2019, bro.
really?
Like yeah, like I did not dabble into a lot of other genres.
Really?
Like I was strictly hip hop for so long. So it's almost crazy to me that in 2019, the same year that I started working with the live band, is like when I've started like going into different genres and like listening to like some indie rock and like listening to some like neo soul, like some Erykah Badu, bro. Like Mama's Gun by Erykah Badu is like one of my favorite fucking albums of all time now. And it's just wild, like just to see the evolution and the progression where it's like I was only like a hip hop head, like no, like I only listen to rap, like only rap. Like I listened to like a little bit of Frank Ocean and shit here and there, but like I was like only rap for a minute. So it's just crazy, like to see now I'm working with a fucking live band. Like
That's good though. It's such a good like kind of a culture shock in the sense
Yeah.
of like with music,
Yeah.
like you hear this and you're like, this is something else. It's
Yeah.
not just this one style. It's,
Yeah.
you know, because obviously there's so many other genres out there. There's
Yeah.
just so many. And I got lucky as a kid that I was like kind of listened to everything, so it wasn't just one genre. And so I learned to appreciate kind of all types of music
Yeah.
in the sense, except like maybe one or two senses. Like no one likes every kind of genre.
yeah.
That's I hate them. The thing I hate the most is when
Yeah.
people say, "Oh yeah, I love
like
everything."
homie say, oh, dude, I
hate
shit.
that so
Especially me, bro. Like when
fucking
I'm like,
much.
if I'm on like a date or something and I ask
like-
like the girl, I'm like, so what kind of music do you like? Like that's a huge question. For me.
Yeah, same.
Like,
Like that's a
as-
huge question for anyone. Like, hey,
yeah.
what do you listen to?
So, oh, I kind of listen to a little bit of everything.
I'm just like, no, you fucking don't. I'm gonna play something you don't fucking like, and you look at me weird. Like
play some weird
sometimes at
fucking
work I
abstract
train
shit.
people for like work. I'll like sit there and they're in my car with them, whatever. And I'm like, hey, what do you listen to? Because I'm
Yeah.
I don't want to like play something only I like. And they're like, oh, I like anything. I'm like, all right then, all right. And I'll just play some weird, obscured shit that they're not gonna like. And then
Like
they're
some
like,
death grips or some shit. Some really like experimental hip hop.
You recently, well, in July technically, you performed your first concert since basically COVID.
Yeah.
How is it like being basically performing again? Because like I said, you have a concert coming up September 9th.
Yep.
You recently performed at the Crescent Ballroom.
Yep. Sold the fuck out.
Sold the
Crescent
show
Ball.
out. Sold the show out.
My second time.
Hell
Second
yeah.
sold out show at Crescent.
Yeah.
Had this vision ever since I adolescent, bro. Like.
Oh, there we go.
Talking my shit,
You
man.
gotta fire those bars off. But
Yeah. Last time I sold it out too was with 20 pounds. So it was like really dope to go back and do it like again. Like.
Yeah. So how was that like being back basically?
Bro, it's great. And that's crazy because I perform very differently if you think about it now, because I've always, like, I mean, we're drinking right now, you feel me? Like, I'm a casual drinker.
Yeah.
Before we do podcasts, I might drink. Before I do this interview, I might drink. Before almost every single performance and I'm fucking stumbling words, you know what I'm saying?
Here we go. Here we go.
I would always get a couple beers in, you feel me? Or get a couple cocktails
Yeah, you
in.
get a little tipsy to kind of
Exactly.
loosen your nerves.
And
So
dude,
when you go out there.
I've performed so many times. Like, there was times in 2018, 2019 that I was getting booked like 3 times a month, 2 times a month, which I'm like finally getting back to now. So I have so much experience, and that's where I'm most confident, bro. Like, when it comes to like me talking about my music and my artistry, put me on a stage and that's where like I shine. Like,
Yeah.
that's Pariah Pete, is like when I'm on stage in front of a fucking crowd.
So you're basically, you think you set yourself as like you're a stage man. You're a front man. You can be yourself on stage.
Absolutely.
And you can perform your fucking heart out.
Yes.
And you know this is
Yes.
you. And you do. You did.
Yeah.
Your last concert was amazing. It was
I'm saying,
fucking.
bro.
It was fantastic. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Like you said, the crowd was singing a song they never even fucking
Yeah.
heard.
Yeah.
Because of just how vibrant that song was,
Yeah.
and how much you put it in there.
Yeah.
You know how much work and effort and just that like that vibe you put
Yeah.
into it.
And so it's crazy, and so like I was saying, like I've always kind of relied on alcohol. So ever since COVID happened, bro, I've only been performing sober. So that's like a huge transition.
That's
for me.
good though.
Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's good to know that you can do something sober rather than being somewhat under the influence of anything. Because
Exactly.
if you have to do it under the influence, it's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a good idea.
Yeah.
That's why I'm kind of like, sometimes when I'm thinking of myself as an interviewer, I was
Yeah.
like, I gotta be able to do this sober, like as well as drunk,
Yeah, yeah.
because I can't rely on being able to talk just by drinking.
Yeah.
But in the same thing with any performances, like I think I heard a comedian once say, like, if the first time you perform as a stand-up, don't do anything, don't do any
Yeah.
drugs, because if you do that, that's gonna be your niche.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do something to perform. You're gonna have to be, you have to smoke weed, you're gonna have to be drunk.
Yeah.
Because if not, and then every time, and if you don't, then it's not gonna go well, you're gonna bomb, whatever.
Yeah. I had those exact thoughts that you were just saying. Like, if I were to get picked up on tour and like a year ago, 2 years ago, like I'd be a fucking alcoholic, bro. Like, I'd just be drinking every single night. But it makes sense. Like, and I'm not even like, if that's what you do as musicians, bro, like it's the life you live. Like, it's just a part of the lifestyle, and I get it. For me, it was just more of like a challenge that I wanted to set for myself, because like I got to the point where, like, I mean, as you could see, and as I've already said, like, I'm genuinely like very confident in my ability on stage.
Yeah.
So it's like, I got to the point where I'm like, what am I even drinking for? Like, I don't need to loosen up. Like, I'm already loose, bro. Like, pause. And so I would just fucking, I tried it out with the Breakup Shoes show. So that was a sold out show at Rebel Lounge, which shout out fucking Breakup Shoes, one of my favorite indie bands in fucking Arizona. Went to the same high school with them. I had a couple classes with them. They're fucking killing it. They're about to go on tour. They're popping. They're beautiful. I love them. Go check them out.
Shout out.
I was honored to open up for them, and that was my first gig that we did sober in a minute. And it was so beautiful, bro, because like I just feel so much more present on stage. Like, because obviously when you drink, like everything kind of like quite literally like becomes a blur.
Yeah,
And-
you're disoriented.
Yeah.
You're numb. You're numb to like
Yeah.
feelings. You're just like, you're expressing yourself, like, you have that happiness in the sense,
Yeah.
but you're not feeling anything else.
Yeah.
You're kind of just going through it.
Facts. And so what I really realized at that Rebel Lounge show was like, dude, I was so present in the moment, and like my awareness was on fucking point, bro. Like, I was able to interact with the crowd so much better because I knew everything that was going on.
Yeah.
Because like I could see it clearly now, the rain is gone. You feel me? And then so I did it again at Crescent Ballroom. And I was completely sober for that. And it's crazy too, because it just makes that like post-show drink like that much better, bro. Because you're already riding the post-show high and you're feeling great because you just did a fucking great ass performance. And then you go, you know what I'm saying, have your drink or whatever, and you truly celebrate and you like reward yourself. Like, it's dope. And I just like it, like, because it is more of a challenge. Like, I'm not relying on something. Once again, if that's what you do, that's what you do. Because I did that for fucking years. I've been performing for 5 years. But I just got to the point where I was like, I just wanted to challenge myself in that aspect. and it's been dope as fuck. So I think I'm just gonna ride this wave for a little bit, bro. Like
No, it's a good wave to ride because then you can
Yeah.
also like you said, you gotta read the room in a sense.
Yeah.
You gotta see like the feeling of the room, how the crowd's reacting to what you're performing, and it
Exactly.
lets you make those little tweaks to your performance in order to basically make the performance way better.
Yeah.
Like you're able to make the crowd feel a certain way because that's the whole point.
Yeah.
The show is to please the crowd. It's to
Yeah.
make them have that experience as well as yourself. And if the crowd's not having a good time, you're not having a good time.
Yeah.
So let's kill these beers. Let's kill these. Speaking of beers.
Spill a little on the couch, my bad.
It's all good. This couch has seen some things, so it's all good. Has some beer on it, some tears.
Yeah. Should we do the reveal?
Let's do the reveal.
All right, man. Moon Booth?
Amendment Brewery.
Boots.
Ale brewed with strawberries. It is an IPA.
Okay. Yeah.
It is 6.5%. It went up a whole percent.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, we could taste that with the hops.
we could taste that with the
The
hops.
strawberry, I was not catching on to. 'cause
I didn't. Yeah, you don't taste strawberry towards it.
Yeah.
I did smell like the fruitiness of it,
I definitely.
but Moon Boots, it is.
Smell your glass, bro. You could almost smell it now. Now that you know what it is,
Yeah.
right?
Maybe it's because I'm drunk.
I don't know if that's like a mental thing, a placebo effect, but I now smell the.
It kind of smells like oddly like fresh strawberries. All right, we're on the next beer. We're on the last beer.
You know what I'm saying? I had to
We're
take
on
the
last
jacket
beer.
off, you feel me? The buzz was starting to make me sweat a little
You're sweating
bit,
too
so it's
much. The
like-
lights. The lights make you sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wearing this. I'm actually not as hot as I think I would be.
Yeah.
Like wearing a jean jacket, surprisingly. But the leather, like the leather.
Heavy,
I don't. You
man.
can't wear leather in Arizona.
Nah.
Like if I had a leather, imagine sitting
I mean,
on a leather
it's also
couch.
September right now, which is our summer, so it's
It
like.
still is summer. It's like
Yeah.
100 degrees, dude. It
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
Imagine sitting on a leather couch too, just like slipping and shit.
not bad.
I couldn't do it. I can't. You can't do leather in Arizona. You just can't. We're on the last beer finally. I don't know how this is gonna go.
Beer number 3.
Beer number 3.
Different color.
Let's smell it first.
Yeah, for sure. It doesn't smell
I can't
good.
smell.
It doesn't smell
This
good.
isn't gasoline.
No, it smells, I know this smell. It smells malty.
Oh no, it's Mickey's.
Is that accurate?
Nah, they're not gonna tell us this is Mickey's.
It smells malty, bro.
Mother.
I don't think this is going to be an IPA. There's no way this is an IPA.
This is not an IPA. This is definitely
It
not.
smells malty.
I'm not excited.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's malty, man.
I don't know what the fuck
That's
that
malty.
is. It's malty.
Right?
What am I
That's
drinking?
what malt tastes
Am I
like.
drinking Still Reserve? Is this what this is?
Oh, shit. Yeah, we don't even get the reveal.
Yeah, we don't get to see it until later.
We have to drink all this bullshit.
Oh. Besides eat after this. I should have taken
Man, y'all might need to get a new host, man. I don't know if he's built for this shit.
I'm not built for this.
Hey, you're looking for a...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're looking for a
Yes.
job.
Yes.
It doesn't pay.
I might take over these interviews,
I know,
bro.
right?
Just give me the questions. I'm chilling right now.
You're talking,
I could have
man.
3 more, man. I'm chilling.
Because you drink way more than me. You even said, I drink more. And I'm like, all right, man, well, I'm not a...
I literally think it's just a Polish thing, bro. Because ever since I was a kid, I could always drink like more than my high school friends.
Like how you say you...
Oh,
I mean, were you like
Well,
6 just drinking?
I mean, dude, my fucking brother. Funny story, bro. My brother gave me beer as like a 5 or 6-year-old, and he was like, Piotruś. That's like my Polish name. Piotruś. It's apple juice.
I love this.
He was like, it's apple juice. And I was like, and I spit it everywhere, bro.
So do you know Polish?
Yeah, dzień dobry, jak się masz?
Can you talk full Polish?
No. So remember, because I had to choose between a language,
Yeah, yeah,
so I
yeah.
started speaking late. So once I kind of stuck with English, bro, I'm the most American person in my family, bro. Like, I'm a fucking rapper, bro. Like, literally, like, I grew up on, like, fucking Subway and, like, a bunch of bullshit American food. Like, everyone in my family fully speaks Polish, eats Polish food, Polish music, like, everything. Like,
That's
Polish everything.
fucking crazy.
Yeah. Like, my whole family is, like, this is very much, like, immigrant mentality, bro.
So do you know, like, so when they're speaking it, you can understand what they're saying?
So I could understand a lot of
perfectly.
it. Yeah, I could understand, like, not perfectly, but I could understand a lot of, like, context clues and, like, from certain statements. And I could piece it together what the meaning is. I wouldn't be able to be, like, translate it word for word on paper because I can't read it at all and I can't write it at all. I could barely speak it. I could understand it 50% fluently.
That's what's your last name?
It doesn't sound that Polish, but my half siblings and my mom's maiden name is a lot more Polish. My last name is Flis. My half siblings is Kozlowski.
That
And
is
then-
yeah, that is
yeah.
all.
And then my mom's maiden name is Levchuk. And so what I've always wanted to do, the biggest lie of my life is that my name is Peter Fliss, and it's really pronounced Peter Fleece, because my father left when I was like 6 months years old. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just pronounce the name differently, because fuck my dad, you feel me? And so I started saying Peter Fliss instead of Peter Fleece. And so what I've always wanted to do was take my half sibling's last name, make it my middle name, because I don't have a middle name, and then take my mom's maiden name and make it my last name. So then my name would be Polish as fuck. It'd be Peter Kozlowski Levchuk.
That would be a
Or technically Piotrusz Kozlowski.
So how do you pronounce your name if they would pronounce it as with a Polish accent?
I mean, Piotrusz, Piotrek, fucking, I can't, like, you want me to call my mom right now? Like,
Get her on?
dude, I'll do it. Are we recording? I'll dead ass do it. I was hoping we were recording. I was like, this
Oh, no, we're recording. We're recording. He's calling his mom right now.
Alright. My mom, let me preface this with.
Put it close.
We might have to cut the first 2 seconds. She's like really sick right now. But
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
We're all good. She doesn't have COVID or nothing. She's good. If she answers, she might be asleep. Damn.
When your mom doesn't answer your phone call.
Mamusha. Yeah.
Anticipation.
Yeah, she's not answering.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all
But
good.
yeah, like my mom has a super heavy accent, bro.
That's-
Every single time we go through a drive-through, it's a living nightmare, bro. They're like, "What did you say?" She's like, "I want the number 4." And I suck at doing accents, so it's like I can't even replicate the Polish accent at all. But it's super heavy, like it's super thick.
That's amazing, though. That's so
Yeah.
cool. That's a really cool. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, I've never met anyone that's from Polish descent. So that's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, and I mean, dude, both my parents and then 3 of my siblings were all born in Poland.
That's
So,
really cool.
Yeah, and they all immigrated. My sisters and brother were like probably like 5 or 6 years old, so they were like raised in Poland. Dude, my mom was born into like communist Soviet Union ruled Poland. My great grandparents were like in working camps like through Nazis and shit. Like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? It goes deep, son. Like, I had this conversation with my mom like a couple nights ago, because like generational trauma is like very real for sure. So it's like.
That's
crazy. That's
as
like a part of
fuck,
my
dude.
bloodline,
That's
yeah.
crazy. It really is. I mean, most common people in Arizona are from Hispanic descent because
Yeah.
we're so close to actually Mexico.
Yeah.
So most people immigrant from Mexico to here, and so that's usually the most common nationality. So it's always cool to, like, meet someone that's actually that has more like different diversity.
Yeah.
And that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's super. I don't know why.
Some Eastern Bloc shit.
I know.
Bro.
It's really
And I wish I was like more Polish, because like I really rep it. Like right now, like I'm like, yeah, I'm Polish, yeah. But when I go out like side, like I'm not really Polish, bro. Like I'm the most American motherfucker in my family, bro.
You ever hear Polish rap?
Yeah.
Dude, Polish rap is crazy. I've listened to Polish
You
rap.
listen to Polish
Yeah,
rap?
I've listened to Polish
Why?
rap. I don't know. I found
Listen
it.
to Pariah P, bro.
And I was just like,
No, I'm gonna be an icon in Poland though. One day I'm gonna sell out a fucking stadium.
you gotta learn Poland. You gotta learn Polish. You
Yeah.
have to learn it. If you're gonna be an icon in Polish or
Yeah.
Poland, sorry, you gotta
Yeah.
learn it.
Hey,
You gotta
don't
learn the
destroy my
language.
country like that,
My
bro.
bad, B, my bad.
No, yeah, I definitely want to. I definitely want to perform. I'm gonna perform in Poland, bro. Like that's a fucking given.
Yeah, manifest that shit, man. Manifest
Yeah,
that shit.
absolutely.
So, speaking of performance, we'll go from being Polish to being performing.
Yeah. Polish performance.
You talked
Pariah
about
P.
how basically the only music you've known since you're basically into 2019, so basically since your whole life, is
Yeah.
rap.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming, have you ever wanted to lean into any other kind of genres besides rap? You obviously say you kind of like interested in kind of that jazz, like kind of fusion of rap
Yeah.
slash soul.
Yeah.
It's horrible when you have to burp right then and
Yeah,
there.
you're good. You're good. You're good.
You ever have to
I'm listening.
You ever want to lean into it though? Any other like genres, or is rap the only genre you just basically want to stick to?
So I feel like it's very important to understand now that like I think genres mean less and less. Like I really think it's more based on like an emotion and like a vibe.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and I know that sounds like really simple and basic, but it's like, oh, it's just a vibe. Like it really is though. Like
No, you're
that's
right.
why-
You're totally right, dude.
Yeah, like that's why like the future of my music genre-wise, like I don't know how to categorize it, because first off, if I could sing, I would be singing, because like my guitarist tells me all the time, the way that I write my choruses and the way that I write my lyrics is like very melody driven, and like I know how to write great melodies, but like I don't have like a great singing voice. I want to learn how to kind of sing though more and more. Like Real Friends is kind of like my first attempt at like kind of doing some non-rap shit. Kind of in the same way of like Mac Miller, bro. Like Mac Miller was like, rest in peace to his soul. Like he was never like the greatest singer, but like you could just feel it. Like you could feel the soul and the passion and the energy behind it.
Yeah, especially
and, like,
his last 2 albums. Like it was more like for instance, Swimming. It was a lot more like. It was like he went from like a lot more of a rap kind of background and like R&B / the kind of transition to soul to that jazz influence. Then he started having like a little more singing presence towards it.
Absolutely.
And that's what I was actually gonna mention too. Like you perform with a live band.
Yeah.
And like you said, you have those influences. Like I like watching like NPR's Tiny Desk, to give it like a say.
Oh yeah.
Like like
which I'm gonna be on one day.
like people perform with live bands a lot of the time, and it gets that great feeling towards it. And they, a lot of people like, it can be a rapper, but they also have like a verse where they kind of sing towards it. They have that melody towards it. And is that what you want to basically kind of lean towards more eventually?
Absolutely. That's why, like I was kind of saying earlier, like I don't know the genre, but like I know the general like vibe and direction that I'm going in, which I think is more so like live instrument based, like really like learning like my quote unquote singing voice. Like the 3 songs that I have right now for not this EP that's about to come out, because this EP that's about to come out is like this shit's been done for a few months, but the next project after that, like I'm doing the most experimental shit I've ever done vocally on it, and that's like what I want to continue to lean into. Few burps right there.
I got a burp, man. That's what it is. It's that multi.
Yeah. So like whatever genre you want to quantify it as, like I don't know. I don't know what the genre is.
Well, nowadays everyone's going like a lot of people are like saying they're genreless because like
that's what I'm saying, bro. It's
because
like more
music
of like a
isn't
vibe
like,
direction.
it's not like you're not defined only by genre because nowadays there's so many genres.
Yeah.
Like you go on Spotify and like you can't find everything categorized as one particular genre. You can't just say it's rock, it's rap, it's jazz, it's fuck whatever.
Yeah.
Like
There's so many different niches.
There's so many different like it could be rock, it could be indie, it could be there's like different outputs. It can be rap, it can be lo-fi rap, and like nowadays it's like people can identify it as that genreless music where you're not set to the boundaries of I'm just a rapper.
Yeah.
And that's why I felt like when I introduced you, I'm like, that's why I said songwriter, because you're not just a rapper.
I appreciate that, bro.
Like you're also a songwriter. That's what you do. You write melodies, you write lyrics. There's more than you just a rapper.
Yeah.
And you can expand from your main talent of rapping towards those,
I mean, dude, I literally talked about this earlier today I had a meeting with my manager, and like we're getting booked right now. Okay, so this episode's gonna drop in a few weeks.
Yeah.
We're getting booked right now left and right for shows
Hell
with like
yeah.
all kinds of weird, like not weird, but like different types of shows. Like we have like some rap shows that we're opening for. We literally just got booked by Alt AZ, which is like the alternative rock radio station.
Yeah,
in
93.3.
Yeah. Like they just booked us for a show for Tempe Marketplace to open up for like an alternative artist. And like the fact that I have like the live band and like the fact that it is kind of like multi-genre, like, and I just opened up for fucking Breakup Shoes, which is an indie rock, like bedroom rock type band, like, and then I could go open up for fucking Doja Cat, and then I could go open up for Xavier Wolf, and then I could play at the AZ Hip Hop Festival. Like I could do a lot right now, and I'm kind of like multi-genre in that aspect, even though my root and my core is very much like traditional boom bap rap. It is kind of interesting, and I'm trying to understand, like, on a very honest and genuine level, like, if that's like a pro or if that's a con, that like I could really like go out there and like kind of do anything. But I think in the long run, like it's a pro, like it's a strength of mine.
Definitely it's a pro.
Like I could get in front of like any crowd, bro. I could get in front of an alternative, indie, damn near punk, any sort
it
of
lets you
rap
adapt.
type shit.
You can adapt to it. Like you're not set to like one particular like culture of people. You can adapt to like you can perform in front of, like you said, anybody.
Yeah.
Which is, what you kind of need these days is kind of having that variety of yourself.
Yeah.
Like you're influenced by multiple genres. It's not just one particular state you're stuck into.
Yeah.
And like if you think about a lot of bigger artists, like a lot of big artists that are like, popping these days are, more multi-genre.
Yeah.
Like they're not confined to that space. They have the R&B influence, especially if you talk about rap. They have the R&B influence, jazz influence, soul influence.
Yeah.
Even some kind of hint to the rock influence, like Machine Gun Kelly in a sense.
Yeah.
And
I mean, dude, Drake. Okay, so once again, to date this podcast, whenever the people are watching this, like Drake just dropped his album. What was it, last night, 2 nights ago?
Yeah, Certified Lover Boy, right?
It's very, very pop influence. Like Drake's like, I don't even know if Drake's as much of a rapper as he is like a pop star. Like in the same aspect, like Drake could rap his ass off. Like I could understand that because I love Drake and like I love rap, so it's like I can understand Drake and rap. But very much on those songs, like it's very like melody driven and like singing and very much not rapping first.
Yeah.
So it's like he kind of like I don't know, went into the next like tier of whatever you want to call it, and like kind of became like a pop star rather than like just being a rapper. So it's like, I don't know, like music's in a very interesting time period right now where like you can
really
do that type of shit.
is. Like, you
can
can-
cross boundaries.
You can basically make anything, and someone
Yeah.
will eventually listen to it.
Yeah. Dude, I'm wearing a Prince shirt right now, bro. Like, I'm a rapper wearing a Prince shirt right now, like in fucking
Hey,
2021.
Prince
like,
is an amazing influence.
yeah,
Prince
I mean,
is
I haven't
fucking
listened to
beautiful.
that much Prince, bro. So it's like I've listened.
Have you
to,
watched the movie at least?
No.
Oh god damn it.
I'm surprised you haven't pointed out the shirt, bro. Like,
I
you're
was
such
like,
a big-
I was gonna ask you about it, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure he knows what he.
Let the rain come down.
But let's finish these beers, man.
Was that the last question?
This is the last question.
All right, but
Let's kill these, man.
Yeah.
Let's kill these malt liquors. All right, I need the tap. Spill beer.
I can't even take it seriously right now, bro. I
know,
got
right?
pee bad.
Dude, I have to pee so bad that it hurts. But let's find out what this last beer is after I spilled it.
Some malt shit.
Is there beer in this? Oh no, it's a can. It's a bottle.
Or is it a porter?
It is a Belgium style ale. It's New Belgium. It's by Triple. 8.5%. They went up a whole fucking. They went up 2% as well. Last one was 6.5. So this is pretty good though. It wasn't bad.
Nah,
It was
bruh. I'm
definitely.
rating it at 6.
It was definitely yeah.
Nah, maybe actually, bro. I'm being way too generous, bro. That shit's a
I rated a 5.
5.
I wouldn't drink it again. Probably.
5.
I wouldn't buy a pack of it.
I'm not mad at it. It just reminded me. It's so malty, bro.
It reminded me of Mickey's, like a lot.
It was kind of like a higher quality.
Yeah, it was better, guaranteed. It was definitely better. Gotta get those burps out.
So there's a burp cam, right, or some shit?
Yeah, there's a burp reel. Just gonna handle all the burps out.
I'm ready.
Anyways,
Nah, this
well,
shit was fun as fuck, though.
yeah, that wraps up the rest of our interview. Thank you for being on the show, man.
Hey, it's Pariah P, aka Pariah like Mariah with a P, you feel me? I'm on all streaming platforms, Instagram, Twitter, all that shit. I love you. I hope you're having a wonderful day whenever you're watching this.
Please check out Pariah P. Like I said, all streaming platforms. I hate being so drunk at the very end of this.
And we're gonna need to find a new host.
We're gonna need to find a new host because apparently I get drunk way too easy. But dude, it was such a fucking fantastic time
Great
talking to you.
interview.
It's the first time we ever met. First fucking time.
Yeah.
But I felt like I got to know you so well. But
Yeah.
I fucking love that.
Facts.
And you're such a genuine dude. I'm happy for you, man. I'm happy for the shit you're going through, man.
Yeah, I appreciate
But
you, man.
check him out on all the shit you can check him out on. He's gonna be performing live September 9th at the Rebel Lounge. You can catch him with the Color 8 performing. And thank you for joining
This
us
shit
with
will come
another.
out by the time that shit's done.
It should
though.
come out. It should come out. So you might see this and you might be like, I missed the fucking show.
Hey, for this show, by the time this comes out, November 3rd, Tempe Marketplace.
November 3rd, Tempe Marketplace. You'll be performing again. So thank you for joining us with another episode of Beers of Pierce. Once again, I'm your host, Yo Sandia, and we'll see you next time.
Love y'all. Amazing. Hey, I call first.